harm. I am Supergirl.
Hey guys, just finished watching Supergirl Season 3, Episode 9, Rain. Wow, this episode was really good. It was a really cool episode. I mean, dealing with the whole Rain storyline and, you know, being the mid-season final and stuff. The ending to this episode was really cool, seeing, you know, Supergirl quote-unquote die, but I mean, it's Supergirl. I haven't seen that. I guess I just did see that this, kind of comparing this ending to that ending of Arrow, when they killed off Oliver Queen type thing in that episode, or it looked like they killed him off. They just stabbed him through the heart and pushed him off the cliff type thing. But in this, it just seems like it's Supergirl. She's gonna pull through. It's Supergirl. There's that little bit of thing there, like it's Superman. You know, she's gonna survive. Which I also find interesting, though, that if she's dying, they don't have Clark there. They don't have anyone there. I'm just surprised that, you know, Superman doesn't fly in. I mean, can they get Tyler Hoechlin to come back if he's not busy as just Clark Kent, and they never have him as Superman? And is that okay with the Warner Brothers up there with the movies and all that stuff, and the idea of allowing them to have Superman on here? I don't know. I think it would be cool to see that. It would make sense. You know, if she's dying, they would call him, right? And he was desperate. He can't get a hold of him. Or at least in the next episode, at least have, you know, have something about it, you know, later on, where if she's dying in the next episode, which comes back, you know, it's January 15th and stuff, but if she's dying and all that stuff, then, you know, have it to that, oh, we tried to get a hold of Clark, we can't get a hold of him, he must be off-world. Lois Lane says he's out of off-world type thing, whatever. I think that would make more sense, you know, type thing. And then we get an episode later on, whenever we do get to see him, he's like, oh, I heard you almost died a long time ago, dude, I'm never gonna, you know, I hope you're okay type of thing, and that could be a cool story to play with that. I mean, if they can't get him for, I think they'll have to use Superman in the next episode. I think that would be a way to do it. Say that he was off-world, he's doing something else, wherever, right? And then whenever we do see him again, we have to talk about this, about why he wasn't here when she was dying type thing. So I think it was really going to be cool to see that. Also, it would be cool to see him, if he did show up, to see him pick her up and just fly her straight into the sun. Kind of like how I think they did that in Smallville, one episode with Martian Manhunter actually flew Superman, Clark Kent, Smallville into the sun, and then by doing that, it rid him of his powers, and he almost killed him. But it gave Superman his life again, so type thing. And the whole, like, I think he had like no powers at that point, and he got shot by not an arrow with Oliver Queen, and so it's a whole different thing. But I mean, that idea would be really cool. Superman could pick her up, and they could go fly into the sun, and we can get, you know, we could get a super strong version of Superman and Supergirl type thing. That would be really cool. Although in this version, as soon as they get into space, they lose the propulsion, and they lose. They lose speed, and so they can't fly in space, or can't breathe in space, or anything like that. So that's kind of weird. But at the same time, they have talked about how the Christopher Reeve movies are in this, connected to these movies, are like, this is the same Superman who did those things. So that is the same Superman who went outside of the earth and spun it around, turned time around by turning it around, which all for it. But that's a certain, you know, ability to, I don't know. We'll see what this happens, but really it was cool seeing the whole thing going on. I mean, you have all these different characters, you know, you have, it's really interesting to seeing Mon-El and Saturn Girl and stuff. I forget what her name is. We also have Samantha Aries as Rain, and then her daughter, I think, Ruby and stuff. That's going to be an interesting storyline to see what happens with that Ruby. You know, where does she go from after this? And I think I'd like to see, you know, however happens to Ruby in this season and things ending, right? If the show keeps going for like another 10 years, like makes it to season 10 or something, I'd love to see them after a few years of after a couple of seasons, maybe 5 seasons after never seeing Ruby. I'd like to see her come back, because maybe this could be an origin of Ruby becoming a supervillain at the end later on, or something like that. Or maybe she could end up having powers later on, but I would really want to, like, a long time, hold that off for a long time, wait till she's older type thing, so the actress can grow into the role and type thing, and then there could be some sort of unhidden powers, because she is, you know, daughter, has Rain DNA inside of her. So I think that could be a cool storyline for future on down in like season, what are we on, season 3 right now, so maybe at least season 6 or 7, maybe season 8 or 9 type thing, and then that could be a cool storyline for there. So all in all, this was a really fun episode. It was cool seeing the fight between Rain and Supergirl. I was hoping for that one shot where she was going to punch the mask off of her, but clearly it doesn't look like we're going to get that. So it really is going to be fun to see where things go with this, and how the fighting was really cool through this, how they would change the locations all the time and all that stuff. That was really cool. Hopefully we get more of that, and maybe we get, like I said, a Superman team up. But also it's going to be cool to see where things go, and maybe see Martian Manhunter get involved, because he didn't even try to go after and help them. And I know he's not as fast as them, but he wouldn't even go and try and help there, because it would be cool to see that and see him, read people's minds to figure things out like that. That could be really cool to see that, and see, can Martian Manhunter read Rain's mind? Probably not, because it's always a no, and every time that's the answer to everything. But it would be cool to see different things. It also would be cool to see, hopefully she's going to go to the Fortress of Solitude, see what Jor-El knows about the Rain. I mean, I know his mother and Jor-El should have the same amount of information, but it really would be cool to see what Clark knows about Rain or anything like that, if he's heard different stories or things. And has this Superman, especially with next episode, if I'm not mistaken, is titled Legion of Superheroes, if I'm not mistaken. Rain. Oh, it doesn't say it here on IMDb. Let's gonna say here, Rain. Yeah, next episode, Legion of Superheroes. So that could be really cool. Does Superman know about Legion of Superheroes? Because assumingly Superman does know about them, because we already had that. I think over in Flash when we saw the. I think it was season 2 in the Flash, when he was running through or season 1 in the Flash, he was running in through the Speed Force. You saw Supergirl, you saw the drama strip stuff, you saw the Legion ring. We've also seen that Legion ring reappear here in Supergirl in the early seasons when they went to the Fortress of Solitude. So that would be really cool to see that, to see what time how they met Superman, and what time did Superman go see? Did Superman go to the future? Which version in this 31st century? Because did Mon-El get right there, or did Mon-El ever meet Superman in the future? Did that ever happen? Or did Superman go to the future or meet Legionnaires from the future from before or after Mon-El was there, or during Mon-El was there, type of thing? That could be really cool to see what timelines, and make some timelines, things like that. That could be really cool, seeing all that. That could be really fun. And then seeing Superman and stuff like that. So hopefully they could bring Superman into this. And maybe if they don't, to not have him as Superman, just have Clark Kent show up and show him just speeding off, but don't actually have to show Superman type of thing. I think that could be a really cool idea, just to get some information, or maybe the Legionnaires who come from the future, maybe they'll have information type thing, and they can talk about their times. Oh yeah, we met Superman a long time ago, or type thing, or oh, my cousin has a Legionnaire ring type thing. I really want to see that and see who they met, and is it be the same people who've done all that, and how long do this Legion of Superheroes last on this? Do they last the whole season? That would be cool. They really be fun to see different things. I mean, is Lightning Lad going to be in there? All kinds of different characters. Could be really fun. Also, if I'm not mistaken, Arm Fall Off Boy is a Legionnaire character from the early Superman comics. So that would be someone who would be funny to see in here. I think that would be quite fun. And maybe just if we see some flashbacks for Mon-El, but flash forwards for us type of thing, that would be really cool to see him there. Maybe Mon-El and him are arm wrestling and his arm pops off. That could be really fun, because I think he's a funny character. He'd be quite cool to see there, and I think the special effects wise would be quite interesting to see that. So yeah, let me know what you think, guys, about this episode in the comments below. What was your favorite part? Then there's also the Lena and James relationship. That seems like it's out of nowhere. I mean, it's in this episode, but I didn't see any of that ever before, because I don't know, they should have just set that up a long time ago. I mean, now they're just starting to hang out with each other. But it doesn't, I don't know, it just seems a bit weird. It seems okay in this episode, but it just seems like out of place, because it's just the first time in this thing. I wish they would have set things up like this more often. There's all kinds of things that they just throw at us in one episode. It's like, you didn't set that up to be able to earn this. So I don't know, it was okay the way it is. I don't mind it, don't find it annoying or anything like that. I mean, it just meh. If it fizzled out in the next episode, then okay. If it continued on, then whatever. But I just feel like I don't need a relationship storyline with these two. I mean, or anyone. You know, we got enough with the Mon-El, Stargirl, and Supergirl type thing, a trio relationship, and see how that goes. But other than that, I don't really need it. Why don't we go a season without no relationship thing? You know, and also, where the hell is Jeremiah Danvers? You know, where the hell is Dean Cain and Helen Slater? They need to be back in these episodes. Last time I think we saw Dean Cain was in season 2 when they were fighting, when Lena Luthor was trying to send off the ship full of alien refugees, and Carl was pushing on that thing. That he was fighting Hank Henshaw, and he fell off of the platform, and I don't think we've seen him since then. So I don't know. I need to know where he is, and also would like to see, like I said, Superman, and hopefully at least Helen Slater. If she's if it looks like Carl's dying, you'd think that Alex would call her. So hopefully we get her. Doesn't look like it from the trailers, but it would make sense to do that. She can't be flying off Earth, or she's not, doesn't have an excuse that she's saving another planet somewhere else type thing. But he should be around, so we'll have to wait and see. But so far, like this episode, I definitely can't wait to see what happens on January 15th. So let me know what you think, guys, about this episode in the comments below. What was your favorite part? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
I'm Captain America, here to talk to you about one of the most valuable traits a soldier or student can have.
Subscribing.
Sometimes subscribing is the key to victory. Sometimes it leads to very little, and it seems like it's not worth it. And you wonder why you waited so long for something so disappointing. How many more of these?
You're still here.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Peace.
It's over.